Lads and ladies. Hopefully all lads. What's going on, guys? What's happening? What's happening out here? Gotta wait for everyone to join. Oh, my neck. I need to do some stretching, but that shit, I can't be fucked with it. That's the problem. What's happening? It's just me in here. Looking a lot healthier in Dubai, I do have to say that. But that looks like a wrinkle here. Happens when you get old. I think my nose is kind of blown out. Look at that. That's a problem. Do you know what that's from? I can't tell you, but essentially that's probably to be a problem later in life. I'm not too surprised though. It's just that part of the game. Chalk it up to the game. Actions have consequences, as they say. Let's get more people in here. What's up, bro? Got some skills. Were you first again? Nice to see you, bro. Good to see you. First as always, I think. I think you might be the first often. What's happening, guys? What's going on? I just got to post that I'm live. Get more people in it. What's going on, guys? Good to see you. What's happening with crypto? Is that right? What's happening, guys? 11 users. That's one of my favorite numbers. I'm July 11. What's happening with crypto? I'll tell you guys in a second when people start to get in. But as general, there's nothing to fear. Like there's nothing to fear in this Bitcoin drop, nothing to fear in this crypto drop. I believe it's just a leverage washout. Like I think that it's just a shakeout. There's nothing to worry about. Essentially, it's just a leverage washout, right? Like it's just a good time to crush all leverage, I guess, before they send it higher. This is what they call like it's like I don't know, it's like the basketball where they fake one way and then they dunk it. You know, that like show and then that's all that's coming for. That's all that it is for Bitcoin. That's all it is. That's really all it is, in my view. And I mean, of course, in my view, as the greatest of all time. It's the view that you have to follow. The only real issue is if you're out of tech now. Like if you're out of tech now, you have no idea how high the tech sector is going to go for real. Like I'm looking at the investments at a funding level and seeing how much money is flowing into this space. So much fucking money. See what happens with infrastructure. Like, I mean, I said it. What happens when institutions come? See, understand that you're in a changing of the guard from the old user, see the Bitcoin OG and the crypto OG and the dark web sort of. I'm not going to speculate and say that, you know, dodgy money, but kind of dodgy money, right? Like you're in a period where you've got guys who are selling out of the market to institutions because they're selling now before there's too many checks, like before there's too much checking. So they're getting out because they've had a good price. Do you know I knew a guy, or I heard the legend, that essentially he used to, so he was in crypto in Bitcoin early, and he used to buy Bitcoin to buy like images and shit of underage girls online. And then he went to jail for it. And it was like for ages. He went to jail. It was like 8 or 9 years. And then he got out and he was worth like, I don't know, like 50 or $100 million. Like how life isn't fair. Like some shit like that. When I remember hearing the story, I was like, holy shit. So he bought Bitcoin to buy like dirty images online or like really dark shit, like bad stuff from the dark web. And then he went to jail for it. And they didn't know that he had a Bitcoin stash. And he did like 8 or 10 years. It was a long time. It was like quite serious. And then he got out worth like, I don't know, 50 or 100 million or more because his shit had gone up so much and he had so much of it. So life isn't always fair. Like life isn't always fair. There's people like that. And then there's people that work fucking every single day and they don't really get ahead. Life is not necessarily fair. It just is. That's a good saying too. Like life isn't meant to be anything other than just life itself. You know what I mean? Like a lot of you have expectations of life and that's your problem. Like for real. You can't expect much, like you really can't. Because tomorrow you can just go down with some serious illness. I had cancer. I had a big melanoma cut out. I had T4 melanoma taken out of my back. And it's fucking serious fucking one. The doctor's like, oh, a few weeks later it would have metastasized through your whole body. So like life is fickle. Like I got a surgery on Monday and I know life is fickle. Like there's a chance that I don't wake up from that surgery. Like life itself is fickle, but you don't live like it is. But again, you don't live a life as like, I know that if my run ends, that was enough. Like it's enough for me to have done it once. I know I gave it my all. I don't care if I lose, but as long as I try, that shit doesn't worry me. Like that doesn't really worry me. It's the truth of the matter. Like doing it once is enough. Having a Lambo once is enough. I don't know, like, get taking your mum out to dinner where she's genuinely proud of you. That's enough to do it once because you're like, I know that in that moment I made a person happy selflessly. See, selflessness is a big thing in this world. Doing things to get a return is not the same. And it comes across like people know it. Like if you're only nice to girls because you're trying to, like, I don't know, mac on them, so to speak, people can sense that. It's not the same. It's not the same. It just isn't. Like giving to get is not the same. Most people in life are gifts to getters. Like people want to give to me because I know that they know that I'm rich. They know that they'll probably get something later. I'm a winner. Like I'll always find a way to win. They're going to get more out of being my friend than I'm going to get out of them around. But when I was a loser, those same people wouldn't have even looked at me on the street. Like they're very transparent. That's why it's hard to have friends when you're rich, because everyone wants to be the friend of someone who's already won. It's true. No one wants to help you get there, but everyone wants to help you spend it and help you, like, essentially help them in some way. Everyone wants to sit at the finish line and fucking suck your balls, but they wouldn't have even looked at you when you're a brokey. Like, that's true. And then they're the same people that, they're with, like, wait staff or something like that. And they just treat people below them like shit, like servants. There's a lot of that here. A lot of people think because someone's brown, that means that they can, like, mistreat them in some way. I'm talking about, like the foreigners can mistreat the wait staff or something because they have money. Like someone will pull up in a nice car and pretty much just throw the keys at someone and just be like, don't fuck my car. They just like dehumanize people. And you can tell people who do that, they didn't make their money like a normal way because they haven't done all of the shit you associate with normies to get rich. Like they haven't climbed the ladder essentially. They're not humanized, and it's kind of shitty like that. Why do we theoretically know exactly what to do to become the person we want, but it's practically so hard combined with time and emotions? It's true that a lot of you don't have time to be rich. Like a lot of you don't have the time to be rich. Like it takes a lot of time alone. Free time. Do you know how much free time that I have all day? A lot. Because it takes a lot of free time. Free time is for innovation. Like if you're too busy at work doing a bunch of shit and doing a bunch of, like you're stressing about crap that I don't have to think about, then yes, that's true. But it moves in a funnel because eventually you haven't done it that you use your money to buy time and you use your time to essentially design your future. That's true. Like imagine that your CPU is running at 100% capacity because you have all of this shit. And then you have to find a way to free some of it up. And then you free up 10% of your capacity because you're actually using your money to get ahead. You can kind of scale out in some way. Like you're less at work. You're trying to get away from work more. You can use people to like obviously you pay them, but they can do tasks for you that are bullshit that you don't want to do, like cleaning and crap. Not to say that I'm above cleaning, but I'm above cleaning because obviously I've done all of the work. But I used to not be above it. When I was a brokey, I used to have to do all of my own shit. But now I don't. I don't do my own laundry and crap like I don't want to. So I don't do it. But I still pay people to do it. But that now frees up, even if it's like 1% of my capacity, and I can use that in a different way to make more money. That's true. You have to scale people out. You have to scale people out over time. Evo's here, talking shit as always. What's it like? He's missing the crew. He's not part of the crew. What is it? Part of the ship, part of the crew. I haven't seen him in a while. He's kind of become an outsider, I guess you would say. But aren't we all just transactional in every interaction? Someone always seems to want something out of someone. Yeah, we're transactional to a point, right? Like transactional isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it's the transparency of it. If it is, like, at least if you're going to give me a reach around, if you're going to fuck me, like give me a bit of a reach around at least. Don't like make it so fucking obvious that it's so transparent. But in general, like if you're a give together, you find that you're very unlikely to get what it is that you want anyway. Like people that have everything that you probably want, they're very good at identifying that behavior. Like tricks work at the bottom and giving to get is another trick. Like this, like 48 laws of power and everyone's trying to like game each other. That doesn't work. Game doesn't work. Like guys talk to me about gaming women. That shit is dumb. Like if game is just deception, like let's be frank. I'm finessing a chick. You're lying to a person. Finessing is like this like hood culture where essentially it's like trash culture. Finessing is fraudulent, deception, satanic, Lucifer, the father of all lies. That's all finessing is. There's no, like, we try to make it funny or cooler or something, but you're lying to a person to get something that you don't qualify for. You're not gonna develop. See, that's the story. Like, lies work at the bottom again. Like, everyone's gonna identify you, and they're gonna notice it higher up. It's true. And once you've lied enough, your reputation is cooked. You're gonna have to relocate. That stuff doesn't work. Like, and chicks lying too, that stuff doesn't work. Like, that shit doesn't work at all. Like, lying, just like life is a mirror, and the deceiver only gets deceived himself or herself. Like, girls who want guys that are rich and they only care about money, they never seem to land a rich guy. At best, they can be a rich guy's toy where he flies her out, jizzes on her, and then sends her on her way. Because people know that. Like, they're not stupid. People notice what's going on. Guys, even if they're rich, fat, and dumb and in a yacht, they've seen this game many times. They're just going along with it because there's something good to get. But if all that they get, again, if you're not attached to their heart, they're going to replace you quickly because sex runs out. Like, as soon as I'm fucking a girl, and it's like that for everyone who gets laid. The first time you fuck, it can be like it's really good, and a few times in, you're like, "This is new, this is cool." But if it's only sex, if it's only physical, then some other guy's going to be like, "I'm happy with a girl that's not as hot, but she's new. I want to transfer from this girl to a new girl. I just want new all of the time because I'm not connected to her anyway. I mean, she's not connected. She's connected to my wallet." So those sort of strategies and things, they don't work. Like, not for the long term. If you can't connect to a person's heart, you're completely forgettable. Like, you're not going to stick around. That's true. Heart is very hard to replace. If you understand someone and make them feel something, and you can feel they feel like you get them, in today's society, that's very rare. And how you get people is by being a better listener than you are a talker. Listening is a cheat code, like actually listening to people speak and not just waiting to interject. A lot of people wait to just interrupt, or they're sitting there like this, and they just can't fucking hold it in anymore. They have to just jump in and interrupt. They don't listen to people, and they don't empathize with the person that's speaking. They're often completely uncalibrated. Empathy is not someone tells you a sad story and you sit there and cry with them, but it's being able to essentially feel them in a way that they didn't even need to tell you that sad story. That's the highest level of empathy because they sit with you and they're like, this person just gets me. I don't even have to speak anymore. Like, I can sit with a person and just enjoy their company. I'm not sitting with them and we're just having these pointless chats where we're trying to posture or prove ourselves through words. See, if two people are empathetic or two people are high EQ, they don't have to talk a lot because most communication is non-verbal. Most communication is like chemical communication as well, is a big thing. Pheromones and a bunch of other like chemical processes that change that are non like physical and non-verbal. Communication, this talking is not everything. Like, it's not even, I would guess, like probably 10% of it is important, probably less. It's you meet someone and you know kind of who they are before they open their mouth, like from how they carry themselves, what energy they have, what's the feeling that they give you when they're around. That's more important. It doesn't matter what, and again, when you are that guy, it doesn't matter what you say. Two guys can say the same thing to a girl. One, she's repulsed, and the other guy, she's like, he's so funny. If she likes you, she's gonna be he's funny regardless of the dumb shit that you say. It's true. I've been the guy on both sides. The guy that says the same shit as another dude, and the chick's like, "Ew, get the fuck away from me." And then to the other girl, she's like, just got stars in her eyes before you even speak. It's the truth. Like, again, chemistry or chemicals or that sort of, energy exchange or that sort of feeling. You can't, but you're not going to meet that on Tinder. You're not going to meet that in Instagram DMs. You're only going to meet that in the physical, like in the interactions day to day. You're meeting the people that you're meant to be. You're not sitting there in LinkedIn replying to spam or like, fucking in your spam emails being like, oh, I got to send this 500 DMs out and maybe like one of them might date me, some random person. That's dumb. Like, that really is dumb. Like, that's dumb. Like, it gets me that people are dumb with that shit. It's silly. Like, it's one thing if a girl appears and she likes your shit and something like that, because at least there's an indication of interest. But if you're just like, I don't know, like you see some site or something or like a page and then you just scroll through all of the girls and just message every single girl on the page, that's dumb. Like, that's a waste of time. Why do you have to spam so many people? Like, why is your success rate that low? Often it's because you have fucking autism or something similar. Autism is not necessarily because most people that think that they're autistic just haven't socialized enough. Most people that think they're autistic are just on the computer too much. Like they're too in the these like technology worlds. They're not in the actual real world outside enough. They're not in nature enough. The cure for autism is nature, like spending more time in nature. That's the truth. Nature is the healer, like being grounded, walking around barefoot is that's real. Like all of that shit is really true. Nature will cure you of many more things and actually humanize you. See, autists and things like that, the guys that think they have autism, a lot of it's just their head and their heart have disconnected because they've been hurt. And now they'll run around and be like focused heaply on logic. And then they fall into these like logic prisons. Like a red pill is a prison of logic, but in reality, it doesn't work. In this, like, illogical framework, you can kind of justify it to a degree. But then when you actually start to assess the guys that do it, a lot of them are just damaged men and they've built an echo chamber for others. And then the guys lean into it and they're like, this makes like a lot of sense. It doesn't make any sense. Like, really? There's a few things that you can make sense of in that you have OnlyFans whores on a show and you don't want to date the whores. You could understand that, but you don't want to date them anyway. Like, that's the truth of the matter. Like, you care about what someone says when you wouldn't date them. If I'm walking around and a homeless person tells me that this shirt's no good, I don't care. Even if others do, I don't care. But why would I sit there and listen to a homeless guy be like, dude, this is how you do your taxes and your business, and this is how you park your Lambo, and you got to do. He doesn't even have a fucking house. He's on the street. Doesn't know shit about fucking house life. So why would I take advice from someone like that? Again, a lot of you take advice from people who don't have the results that you want. And if you actually were to hang out with them in real life, they don't have the results at all. They don't. Like, they don't have the results of women in any fucking way, shape, or form. Like, with any success. Like, it's all fucking theater, marketing, and fucking like staged content. You sit there and think that there's like some fucking crap that you're missing for some reason. As though you couldn't if you had money, you couldn't get whores as well. Like, anyone can. But what's your results in that you have what you preach? See, a lot of you and others, they pretend to be traditional, but they're not. Like wearing this like morality shield whenever you want and being like, I got a photo in the church today. The bitches are going to be thinking that I'm not a fuckboy. But you are. Like, you're just trying to fool reality. Like, you're using the church as an umbrella. Like, you're the problem. You're using the integrity of a church product to essentially boost yourself. And in doing so, you're detracting from the church itself. Because religious girls you might be able to pull a couple, and you're fucking them up because you don't want what they want. Like, you want your cake and then you want to eat it as well. You want to shit in the well for others to sit there and then run on the line and talk about how girls are hoes and fucking whinge about chicks nonstop. I'm in the church today. That makes me a traditional masculine man. But you don't have a wife. You got a zillion kids out of wedlock. You're not traditional. Like, it doesn't matter what you say. It's what you do. I'm not traditional either. I don't pretend that I am. See, these ideas are foreign because people now, like, the traditional, there are none. Like, there's no masculinity role model that's online who's traditional by any measure. Like, even like a few percent of a traditional man, they're not. They fail all of the tests of being a trad. They just like the audience. And you guys, if you're Christians or Catholics, a lot of you like the idea of being like that guy who's not fucking of that denomination. You want to be the black sheep of the group, but the only way you're going to be a black sheep is to essentially do ideas from Satan. Like, that's the idea. That's the thing. Like, you want to exist in polarity because a lot of you don't know your shadow. That's why you follow a lot of these retards, because you're trying to learn your shadow self through them. And if you were to learn your shadow self and actually close a lot of that shit off, you wouldn't watch their shit. That would end. You're trying to figure yourself out by the circle that you keep around you. A lot of people do that. You think I don't know that? I know everything. None of this shit, like tricks and games and like fucking crap, works on me. That's why I'm not on the big podcast. Because as soon as I go on the big podcast, your heroes will die. Like, send your heroes to me to die. There's no merit there. Like, I'll identify it very quickly. These people are not merit based. It's all staged content because it's staged in that it can't last the test, like true testing. It can't last actual questioning. Like, why do you have these ideas that you have that aren't like reality based, nor are they based on your reality, let alone for the viewership? So what's going on? Like, why are you traditional and talking about God and all of these things, but you're living a very ungodly life? Like, God is not running around the club. God is not going to a church to get some girls and then fucking them and then dumping them. You'll find that's actually Satan. So these ideas are very foreign. Like, they're foreign because a lot of people look in and they're like, "Oh, this guy, like he put a cross up today on his bio, but he lives a satanic life. He guides others from the church to try to follow and emulate what it is that he does, and in doing so, he pulls them away from God. Don't you see the brilliance of it? Like, don't you see the concept? Don't you see why people like that are promoted? Because they're actually pulling good people away from the church into fuckboy concepts. They're dividing the family unit. They're destroying traditionalism, yes. And that's why they're promoted. You don't know that. Like, for some reason, you couldn't click. Why people get millions of views and other people have 40 viewers talking about the opposite. Because the other viewers is profitable. Like, me telling you don't need a Rolex, even though I have one, you don't need all of this shit is not profitable because a lot of the marketing at companies and they want you to spend your money on their shit. If I can convince you that your life is amazing with the Rolex, like you have everything that you would ever want, then you don't do the inner work, and I can also control you because I excel these. That's all it is. You know, your life would be different if you had a Lambo. You would get all of these girls, but you wouldn't. You'd only get girls who want to sit in your Lambo, take a photo, and then probably dump you or leave. Because yeah, it's still the same person in the Lambo. Like, that's the idea. You'll be happy in it for a week or two or three or four, but then it'll overwhelm you. Like, you're going to come back to exactly how you were. But if I'm a Lambo dealership or I'm a company or I'm this and that, then I need to teach you that your value is external because then I can control you by offering you said item, often on finance and all of this other crap. So when I come to tell you that you don't need it, a lot of the ad companies and things like that, they'll never promote such an idea. Like, why would they? There's no money in it. There's no juice in me telling you that you already have everything that you need. So understand the difference when people are running around flexing cars and shit. It's because they're selling you products. And not just selling you products of self-help. They're selling you products for corpos, like they're pushing corpo agendas. Consumerism is a big one. You're not enough unless you have this. You're not enough unless you have what it is that I give you a framework. You're not enough unless you can do this one thing that I'm very good at. And men are different. Like, this idea of like every masculine man's like some caveman and running around with a club and everyone's got to be a fighter and all. That's dumb. Like, yes, you got to be able to defend yourself, and fighting is part of an element of defending yourself. But where's the creativity? Like, where's the innovation? Is Elon Musk or guys like that? They're useless men because they can't fight. I saw some retard tell me that Zuckerberg isn't a high value man, like some one of these red pill idiots. Red pill idiots being like Elon Musk is like he's a simp for some reason because he has a wife that's like 50, but for him she's still hot. Like, these ideas are so dumb. Like, really, when people talk about this, they're so fucking dumb. Like, they sit there and I've been at tables before and listened to the idiots talk about this stuff, and I'm just sitting there and I'm like, this guy has zero awareness how stupid he sounds. Some guy talking to a married man and being like, "Oh, like, yeah, you're in a happy marriage with two kids, but like your wife is 40 and like you're 42. Like, she's like aged out, man. Like, you're stupid." And this loser didn't even have anything. Some guys will be like, "How many bodies does your wife have?" "Oh my God, she has two or three before you met her. You made a mistake. You should have run off to a third world village and got a chick. And like, you could have like controlled her easier for some reason." That's all dumb. Like, all those ideas are fucking so stupid that they don't even stand up to basic logic. If someone's happy with a person, it doesn't matter how many bodies they have, really, unless it matters to that person. Because I know a lot of people that are obsessed with getting a virgin that are very unhappy people. A lot of people, if they're honest, they want a virgin also because they're insecure around sex. They don't know what to fucking do. They don't know how to imprint a girl. They don't realize that a woman's women feel first, and you have to leave the largest emotional imprint on a girl, or you will never like be the one that she essentially is the one that she thinks of all of the time. That's the truth. So a lot of guys want virgins in a concept because their emotional imprint is so weak that they want something with a clean slate of that concept. Outside of religion, I get it. But again, guys will sit there in the US and countries like Oz and Canada and things like that and just chest beat and be like, "I'm waiting for a virgin." And then you'll see their red pill dweebs and they'll be with fucking old women. that have massive body counts, often foreign women, because again, they get them from countries where they're easier to get women. It's a lot easier to get women in Asia. It's a lot easier to get women in South America. Like a lot easier, like uncomparably easier. I could walk around Asia and have probably fucking 30 or 40 girlfriends that all know about each other. I can do that in fucking Europe. So why the fuck can I not do it there? Like that's baby mode. Like you're running around on tutorial mode, teaching people about shit, but you're on like tutorial difficulty. If you're running around US, Canada, Germany, parts of the Euro, Australia, New Zealand, you're playing the game on hard mode. So don't listen to someone who's playing on tutorial mode. Like there's many countries in Europe. If you go to a poorer country, you're going to have more women. Like that's pretty obvious. So don't sit there and listen to people who have the game on easy mode tell you that to follow their shit for some reason. Because they're not playing the same game as you. They're playing Diablo on like unlimited fucking HP where they can't even get hit. You're playing it on nightmare difficulty where even a ghoul will take you out. So these ideas are so dumb. Like there's no one on here that's me. Like I actually give you guys the source, like for real. Not this fantasy crap, because a lot of you need deprogramming, like very heavy deprogramming, because you've learned a lot of dumb things that will keep you alone, lonely, and then miserable. So you don't understand the funnel of the red pill concepts. Like at first, it's cope. You've been hurt, or some people haven't even been hurt. They're just trying to learn about women, but they do absorb passive damage because they see like OnlyFans whores or other show girls, and they're like, "This is what all women are like for some reason." I need to be careful. I've got to like listen to guys like some fucking retard talk who's with an old woman. But they're telling you that you need to be with women that are like this type, but then they themselves can't even get them. Isn't that a little bit funny? Fucking millionaires that can't even date women that are under 30. But then you sit there and you're like, oh, yeah, this is the guy that like I base my whole life judgment of women on a guy that has no fucking experience getting what it is that he wants. So those are the concepts that are different. Like again, that's dumb. Like a lot of that stuff is dumb. Like for real. They don't really, again, you follow the people that have what it is that you want. If you want to be a trad man, start following fucking traditional men and lose these fuckboy ideas. But a lot of you keep the fuckboys around because you're traditional, and that's the again representation of your shadow. You have those ideas, and if you don't move into them on your own and start to analyze them, they'll fuck your life up. You try to exist in two worlds. A lot of you think like that. I just want a girl from the village, but then if you got her, you would sit there and be like, I really wish that I had a fuckboy phase. And that will be a decision that haunts you, similar to the movie Inception, as someone posted. An idea is a seed. So you don't even know what's in your own head, most of you. Like most of you don't even know what leads you every day. Like you don't have any fucking clue. Like you don't know why you're triggered to a lot of shit. Like you don't know what's happening up here. You've never done the time sitting alone and actually reflected on what's happening in your mind. You haven't actually defragged the drive. You haven't filed away the contents. Are these ideas that you have merit-based, like experience-based? If you say you shit with girls, where are all of these experiences that confirm that? Or do you only have an idea that women are bad because you watch some guy interview a chick and it went poorly? Some people judge their understanding of women based on some crap that they've seen on reels. Women are just women. If you understand them, they have a very set soft hardware. It's different to men. They feel first, and then they assess the information coming in. Men generally think first, and then they assess the information from there. But a lot of you get stuck in the thinking because you got hurt. Like your heart and your head disconnected. So you're stuck in the thinking phase, like the robotic phase. Like a lot of you are like robots. So when guys run in and chest beat and yell and be like, you got to be stronger and all, that appeals to you because it's something that you can control. I can go to the gym and get bigger biceps, but I can't control myself if my heart gets hurt. See, that's what a lot of you have. And therefore your heart is disconnected from your brain. So your brain has disconnected your head and your heart because it's a coping safety mechanism. Imagine that you get your heart broken or you get cheated on, whatever happens. And then your brain clicks that it's too dangerous, like it's risky for you. You might hurt yourself. This is like feels bad all of the time for you. You can't function. So then your brain goes, all right, I'm going to pull the switch off. Like I'm going to pull the plug from the heart and the brain connection. And now you're like, I'm autistic. See, that's what a lot of it is. It's not actual autism. It's just that you're disconnected and then you're not in alignment because you need to essentially get the three systems back in alignment: heart, head, and gut. You need to be realigned again. It's true. Heart's your connection likely to God. Brain is your connection to this physical because it's a manifestation here. It's intelligence based, and your gut's a connection to like the space and time. Like your gut exists outside of space and time. Your gut instincts they're not existing in this plane. Like your gut instinct isn't here. Like it's different. It's not your heart is not, again, they're all different, but you need all three. You need all three to manifest a life worth living. That's the truth. It seems to exist in alignment. You need all three. Mind, body, and soul have to become in the one body again. For you, they're not. Very likely. That's the truth. And again, empathy, love, authenticity. Authenticity is the highest frequency of the universe. Like it really is. Being authentically who you are. It's the highest thing, higher than love. But love is in itself up there. But it all starts with self-love, forgiving yourself for some crap from the past. Accepting that time is over and you're not going to get it back. That's it. It's a lesson. That's the life. Like some people like 60 years old and they've wasted 30 years, but they still have some left. If nothing else, it's best to understand yourself before you die. A lot of you will live your whole life and die never even understanding who you were. If you don't understand yourself, you'll never understand the world outside. You understand yourself and then you understand the world, and you understand yourself and you can understand. See, when you figure yourself out, mind, body, and soul comes in one body, you realize the universe reacts to you. It does. Like this whole simulation by my perspective is very similar. It reacts to you. Like it's reacting to you all of the time. It's very aware that you exist. When you speak a word out into the world, the universe itself hears you. Everything is connected, but also everything is alive as you are. It's true. Everything is a reflection of the internal. And if you haven't done the internal work to essentially find a period of alignment, you're going to see nothing but chaos. You can understand an idea that the algorithm itself online, if you don't want to see more of specific content, you can click do not show this content. I want more of this content. But then you don't understand what you focus on multiplies. Your focus is your most powerful asset as it is. Your focus is essentially what you're engaging with and what you're active with and what you're showing. You're showing your subconscious that you want more of that. This is where my focus goes. My focus is my most powerful asset. So now you'll go to sleep and your subconscious is like, oh, okay, I'm looking over all of the shit from today. He wants more of this. Like, this is what he is. And I'm going to make sure that I give it to him. So when you're focused on retards yelling at each other and a bunch of bullshit, that's all you're going to get or see. It's the truth of the matter. Like, it's not fucking difficult. Like, it really isn't hard. The observer effect is real. Your energy and like your focus is your most important asset. Focus is like watering. Like you can imagine watering a tree, but you can't imagine focus is the same. Like you're watering what it is that you're focused on, that you want more of it. Like you're showing that this is, give me more of this crap. So when you focus on crap, chaos, drama, I'm in the comments and I'm yelling at people. That's stupid. Like that really is fucking dumb. Arguing in comments is like pointless. Like shitting on someone's comment box or whatever is like only shows that you're insecure. Like you think that it means that anything other than when people read it that they triggered you in some way. Who sits there and writes a comment? Oh, I have to just tell them that they suck. Why do you have to tell them that they suck? Is it because you feel like you suck? That's mostly the truth. Like people know that. People aren't stupid. I used to be an anon. I used to sit on 4chan as an anon as a fat dude, and I know all of the games. I know all of the tricks and all of the garbage and all the shit because I know that I used to do it. I know the hater is in itself hates themselves, and they've projected the hatred that they have from themselves onto others because it's the only thing that keeps them from killing themselves. Like I'm not stupid. I wasn't born yesterday. I'm the Zhong of this era. Like for real. People don't really yet know. But I mean, give it 20 years. I'm the greatest that's ever exists currently. Like envy is another one. People project their inadequacies via envy on others, and then they fantasize about killing that person or hurting them or making sure that they lose because they feel like a loser. That's the truth of the matter. Like none of this stuff gets through me. I understand shit at like a really deep level. I understand people like so deep that it's just I understand people at a core level. That's why I can get people obsessed with me if I want. It's the truth of the matter. But I realize that that's a dark triad trait, and I try to minimize it. I could be very exploitative if I wanted to be, because I'm the best with psychology. I could be amazingly fucking exploitative if I wanted to be. I could run 10 cults. like real proper ones. But I don't do it because I know that it's not the highest calling, and I'm also not insecure. See, cult leaders and guys who are figureheads of that thing, most of them are deeply insecure. They don't feel love. Love is like they feel like there's a big hole in them and they need it to be filled by a bunch of people that love them. But you look at your cult and most of them are fucking idiots. Like, what's the point of being loved by a bunch of people, again, that don't love themselves? But it's the same thing as an alcoholic. Like, they don't feel, it doesn't matter how many followers or anything that they have, they feel like deeply insecure. And then they can form a dislike or a discredit for others. Like, they don't, like, the cult leader doesn't love his followers because he doesn't love himself. Like, that's generally the case. They feel empty. And then they don't love the followers either. That's why they can mistreat them. It's true. If you're actually none of that, like if you're not any of that shit, like, if you're not insecure, you don't need to be worshipped. Like, I don't need fans. I'll never have fans. It doesn't matter if I have 10,000 people on here. I would never call someone a fan. Fanboying and shit, like running around and being like, I've got a poster of this man on my wall. That shit's gay. Like, for real. That shit's fucking dumb. Like, really lame. Like, that shit's stupid. You don't need to be, worshipped, and you shouldn't really expect to be. Different if a chick does it. If a chick had you on the wall, that might make more sense, and you'd be like, okay, it's kind of feels a bit cooler than that. But dudes, like, don't fanboy another guy. Don't fanboy me. Don't like trip over yourself to be like, oh, I'm a big fan. Because like, you have to get your shit together. Like, you shouldn't look at someone and be like, I'm fanboying them, because you should also look and be like, this is attainable for me if I want it. And it is. To fanboy someone, by definition, in my view, you see them as a figure that you yourself couldn't get to. But there's nothing about me that you yourself couldn't get to. That's true. Maybe the ascendance level might be the challenge for you, because I've been through a lot of shit that maybe you haven't been through. But I think that you probably can do it. Or you certainly can get close. And again, the comparison is pointless. Like, the only one that you should compare yourself to is the man from a year ago. And I think a lot of you, if you were honest, have done pointless self-development. You're still exactly the same, if not worse, than you were years ago. For all this self-development and guys, some guy being like, oh, what do you think about guys paying thousands of dollars on alpha male boot camps? All of that shit is gay. Like, for real. You need to be challenged by another man, but really you need to challenge yourself by actually sitting in the dark room alone and pulling at the threads and shit that come up. That's harder than any boxing match or fucking alpha male shit. That shit's still fucking dumb. You're waiting for another man to tell you you're a good boy for some reason. Oh, I really respect you, man. Like, that matters. So it doesn't matter if anyone respects you. It matters if you respect yourself. If you respect yourself, it doesn't matter that even if 1,000 people don't like you, don't respect you. What's the point? They don't know you. They don't know what you've had to do to get it. See, that's the saying too. Like, a lot of you with women, the saying is, don't judge me based on, the communication or the talks that I had to have with the sharks if you were the one that left me out in the ocean. That's a real saying. Like, that's a true story. And a lot of you don't understand women. That's a real thing for them. They get left out in the ocean of their last fucking loser that they were with, that treat them like shit and probably bullshitted them and fucked them over in some way. And then you come in and you're like, this chick's like a whore. Like, can you believe, like, she was in the club, like, trying to decompress, or like all of this crap behavior that she learned from another idiot? And then you judge them. See, judgment is low vibration. Like, who gives you the right to judge anyone? Specifically, if you haven't done the judgment on yourself. Judgment is for the creator, and it's not for you to do. Like, it just isn't. Like, I can see a girl who's a whore and say she's a whore, but I don't care. Like, I don't care if she succeeds or fails or whatever. She's irrelevant to me because she's undateable. But I also get that she's a human. I wouldn't just push a button and get rid of them all, because I understand that everything has to exist in like a balance like that. It's like you see all of the colors of the world, and then you turn around and you're like, I don't like blue. I don't like this, or I don't like that. Therefore, it has to go. It's not for you to say that. Like, you didn't create whores. You didn't create the color blue. It's not for you to get rid of it either. Like, you're not God. Everything that exists is meant to exist. It's the truth of the matter. A lot of the existence of women to become whores is this: they've been pushed down a funnel by men. Men are the product of their whoredom. We sexualized women and then we cried about it later. That's the truth. Like, that's really it. Like, that's the case of it. So when you actually hate women, a lot of it, you come to realize that there's parts of yourself that you also hate. Because man has both feminine and masculine. See, that scares people. Guys that are these like masculinity bros and everyone's an alpha and I've got a chest beat and scream. That's all insecurity. Like the loudest person in the room is often the weakest in the room, not always, but mostly. Chest beating is like the broadcasting that you're weak. Like, why are you projecting so hard on others? Like, why are you telling people that you're strong? Is it because you also believe that the opposite is true? You're scared that people will see a weak quality of you because at some point someone made you feel weak and then you hyper overcompensated and now think everything is about physical strength and it's not. Physical strength is the thing that men focus on completely because they've lost their emotions scare them. But physical strength is becoming less of a quality that people want because essentially a lot of the shit, like women are getting stronger, one, physically, tech is getting better, tools are getting better, they have policing. And they also emotional and feeling is a big thing because you have to overwrite the TikToks and all of this other crap. Like you have to overwrite the programming of that, but you also have to overwrite the emotional spikes. Like she might have vapes, she might have a bunch of other shit. She has bad influences around, likely, but you can't connect on the heart level. See, a lot of you think like that being jacked or being ripped really matters to women. It doesn't. Like mostly it does. It actually doesn't matter. Like mostly. Some guy thinks that like a girl will dump a guy that she actually loves to be with a guy because he has a six pack. Like guys really think that retarded shit. That's dumb. Like all that stuff is not true. Do you know how many guys I know that are fat and like they're not in any shape and they still have hot chicks? It's not just because they're rich. That some of them are. Some of them aren't. It's because they get the girl at some point and some level that others can't get to. You go to the gym and you walk around, and I know most of or a lot of the guys there are insecure. They're hyper focused on the physical. They're trying to overcompensate. Something pierced them, and now they're replacing it with gym. The more secure you get, like guys will see guys that are billionaires and they wonder why they don't train because the more secure you are, the less you're running around the gym. Like that's a fact of fucking life, like for real. Like Conor McGregor and guys like that, as soon as they make it, they're not running around the McDojo. Like that's finished. That's done. Like it's pointless. Like you've already had it. You've had it all. You've already done it. To do it once is enough. Not saying that you're not training and keeping fit, but there's like dudes doing hours of training sessions and shit like that. Like what demons are you fighting in the gym that you should actually be fighting sitting alone on your bed and actually pulling the threads out? You're fucking distracting yourself in the gym. Like you think that people don't understand that for some reason. Everyone knows that that's the case. You're distracting yourself the same way a crackhead distracts themselves. It's true. Yours is just, yeah, yours is better. But it's still the same shit. Like it's going to be of the same end. You're coping. You're wasting a fuck ton of time in the gym and focused on that sort of bullshit. You're thinking that your value is to be a Ken doll, a lot of guys. A lot of guys walk around and they're just a dildo. Like for women, they really are. They don't understand that. They're just a sex toy. They think women are sex toys, but actually they're sex toys for women as well. Because it's fun until the girl finds the next guy that actually she loves. And then guys sit there and they're like, whoa, like I can't believe this chick didn't work out and now the next guy has a belly. The next guy mogged you because he got her heart. He didn't just get the physical. Heart is all that matters. Like if you take someone's heart, then you'll always be important to them. Can't replace that. It's very difficult to replace. Like if you impact or imprint someone, the imprint's forever. You don't imprint someone by running up to a chick and doing a double bicep pose. Like they don't care about that. A lot of that is for gay people. Like you go to a bodybuilding show, most of the viewers are gay or in the closet. A lot of the bodybuilders are in the closet. Like people think that that's cool for some reason. It's like one of those gay ideas that are being pushed out. You're tanning your butt cheeks and shit. It's not normal. It's really actually quite weird, that shit. And then other dudes do it with the gym, boxing, all of this training. Boxing's good and doing that if you're like complete diehard and things, I can understand it. And, you know, being able to defend yourself is one thing. But this like obsession with being as alpha shit, that's insecurity based. I get it for professional boxers and things like that, but a lot of that shit is deeply insecurity based. Like, why are you spending so much time trying to be a good boxer for? Do you think that makes you a man? Why? Because you can beat people up. But you can't beat people up because you'll probably go to jail if you do. How's that going to get you closer to what you want when people meet you? And if you have no social calibration, no EQ, and you're a brute, they don't want you around. Like, who the fuck wants a guy around if he's a brute? Like, for real, I don't. Is they're going to be annoying? Guys that are brutes overestimate how much brutality doesn't matter in 2025. It doesn't matter. Oh, yeah, but I beat this person to death. Okay, well, now you're in jail for your whole life. Well done. Where's your communication? Like, you could have probably talked it through. Like, you don't think. Like, talking is more important. Talking, this de escalation is more important. Who wants to sit at a table or a dinner with a brute? Guys who matter don't. Like, because a lot of guys who have companies and things like that, they're not even in the gym. So when they sit with a guy who's like some boxer or something like that and they introduce him to his girl and shit like that, why would they ever do that? Do you not realize a lot of boxers and shit like that, they're dating ugly women? Conor McGregor is with fucking mids nonstop. That shit doesn't work. It's just a constant insecurity projection. Something wounded you when you were young, and now it's obviously continually coming out. It's a deep seed, yes, that's pushed you to be great. But people can see the shtick. Like, people can see it. Women are the best identifiers. Like, women are the best at pulling threads away to identify who you are. Like, when women look at you, it's very often that they can see things in you that you don't see in yourself yet. And when they don't like you, that's the reason. Because you're very likely insecure as well, and they're very good at identifying that. Guys will wonder how, like, because I'm a guy who's a fucking loser, but he's funny. And girls, he has unlimited girls. And some other guy that I've known many that are fucking multi-millionaires, and girls are repulsed by them. Like, girls are genuinely repulsed by them because they're multi-millionaires, but they're insecure. They flex their money, they flashy, they try to show girls how fucking much money they have, and then they dunk on people who are below them. As soon as you're with a girl and then you start dunking on people that are below you, she clicks that you're dunking on my dad, you're dunking on my brother, you're dunking on my family because we're lower class as well. And now you sit there and you're like, I don't know why she has so much resentment to me. She gets that you don't respect her family position. Like, they're not stupid. And when you act like you have resources, you're just going to be put in the beta male provider bucket. See, women don't get wet over money, like, unless they're a whore. And even then, they get wet to fuck, and then they go be with, often a girl's with a guy who doesn't even have money, is the guy that she actually dates. But they don't get wet over money. Like, money, it destroys women to a point, yes. But they don't fuck. It doesn't get them wet. Feelings get them wet. Emotions get them wet. Spiking gets them wet. Toxicity can get them wet. Money is not that. Money is certainty, consistency, stability. That doesn't get them wet. Those are beta male providers qualities. You're talking to the greatest of all time. Like, when you talk to me, you're talking to the GOAT. So none of that shit that I know is done. Thoughts on crypto right now? It's going down at the minute. Bounces soon for Q4 run up. Yes, I consider this just a liquidation of longs. As the greatest of all time. I mean, it depends how low we can go. What if we went to the low hundreds? Would that scare you? Would it scare you like it did at 80K? Because if we scare you like it did at 80K, well, maybe we need to run 100. Maybe we need to run the longs at 100 that are sitting there with stops. And then we need to go under that to cascade them down to like 95. 95K Bitcoin and like a 3,200 Ethereum, would that destroy you? Because whatever will destroy you is possible. That's the point. That's just the nature of crypto. Like, this is normal. Gold is all-time highs. Gold's now, what, 26 trillion asset class. Bitcoin itself before 2030 is going to $1 million a coin. It's just the nature of the game. Like, that's life. You can't fight what's to come. You can't fight the debt destruction, the dollar destruction that's coming over the next, 2028. That will be likely then to now. So 2025 to 2028 will be COVID levels of debt printing. Did you see what happened after COVID to crypto? Gold is just front running it. Big players are still accumulating, and also they're accumulating on debt, yes. And they'll continue to accumulate on debt as rates go lower. Like, that's pretty obvious. I mean, they're accumulating on debt on like a 4.5% rate. The rates are going to less than 2%. Rates may go to zero before 2030. That's true. Because AI tech that's to come will rebalance the books. It's going to figure out ways to essentially keep inflation lower, which I would assume is just to kill the middle class. Makes sense. And then centralize the assets and control them, so there's less supply of things like that on the market, and they switch you over to eating more artificial shit and living artificial. See, these ideas are for foreign, but I tell you the future before the future. Like, I tell you guys, the industry is to actually be in to make real money, because I'm the greatest ever. It's just a fact. What are some things that make you or successful men respect people on the come up and early in their 20s? Calibration. is the most respected quality of someone who's not exactly where they're meant to be yet. Not pretending to be something that you're not is the rarest thing that you could see, and it actually really shines through because you can teach that person. You can't teach anyone anything if they're LARPing. They wear a mask. You can't teach them shit because they're bullshitting. They're not exactly as they are. They're not aligned. Alignment is the most attractive quality that anyone can have. So if a criminal comes in and they're aware that they're a criminal and they don't act like a moral saint, I would sit there and have a meal with them before I would have a meal with some fuckwit running around pretending to be something that he's not. So that's the nature of life. Like that's true. Calibration and congruency is the highest. Authenticity is the highest frequency. I want to be with authentic guys. As such, I've sat down with many, like, I don't know, gangsters, mafia guys. That doesn't worry me because they're authentic. They're not running around pretending to be fucking saints like a lot of the influencers and shit. I'm a Christian and I'm a Catholic, and then I love my wife, and then they'll run around overseas and just cheat on her nonstop, and then be back and lying to it. See, deception is the lowest frequency. Like you have to be around it. I'm witnessing lies. In doing so, I'm complicit in lies because I'm now involved. If you have a girl and you can't tell her that you cheated on her, like you're a pussy, like you're a coward. It's the truth. Just don't do it. Otherwise, like you're broadcasting that you have no self-control. Like others see it and they're like, this guy, I can get it cheating. I understand it. I mean, whatever. But just admit that you are. Don't lie to your girl about it. Like some fucking pussy. Oh, can you please tell her that I wasn't out with you guys last night? And God, don't tell her that this girl was around. Why do I have to lie for you? You're a fucking adult. Like what are you, some toddler? Like my kid doesn't ask me to lie for her. She's 6 years old. Fucking 30, 40-year-old men that act like little fucking puffs. And then they sit there and jump around with a microphone and start screaming at you guys. Shit's embarrassing. Like for real, it's fucking embarrassing. A lot of the people that people follow are actually embarrassing. Like I wouldn't spend any time with for free, let alone to hang out with them or watch them for fucking my time. Like your time is money. Understand this concept that you have so many buckets, right? Your bucket can be lifestyle, finances, investing, health, relationships, connection to God. And your time, you have a hose, and your time is essentially what you use to fertilize those fucking buckets. Like you're filling them with the fucking your time. And you only have 4 or 5 buckets and you can only allocate to them a set amount. But what's most important to you? See, this bucket theory, like you don't understand any of this shit. Like for some reason, you don't think. You just fucking like a lot of you are just throwing shit at the wall. And then you're like, I don't know what's happening. Like why I don't have what I want. But you don't even have a plan to get what you want. Like you don't even focus on what it is that you want. You're not willing to, if you put like adequate levels of fertilizer between each bucket, then you'll never be exceptional at anything. Like you have to have an obsession with one thing, ideally. Maybe you have an obsession with spirituality or God, and you're like, I'm gonna read all of the shit and I'm gonna become a big ambassador in my community and I'm gonna be a big ambassador for God or religion or something. But you have to live it first. You have to go in your community and fucking help people. That's godly. Not shitting in your community and being like, I fucked 500 girls today. That's what fucking toddlers do. Like some of you follow people that are like 30 or 40 years old and they tell you that they're a playboy as though that's something to brag about. That shit people brag about when they're 18. Like some of you, again, like you're with adult old men. I'm an old man. I'm 40 for a lot of you guys. And then you sit there and you're like, this is normal for some reason. Like man 40 years old running around the club, that should be someone that I should try to get to emulate. That's my life mission. Some people need to really grow up, like for real. Be fucking adults for a change. Like actually grow up. Growing up is not fun. That's the truth. You mentioned last live that we need to put our face behind our product to make good money, but also privacy is important in the current clown world of content. How would you choose between the two? I would choose between you don't say anything unless you're willing to stand behind it. If you can't stand here and be like, I don't like Israel, I don't like this, I don't like that, and someone pulls your tweets and says, is that you? And you go, no, then you shouldn't have said it. There's no anonymous fucking wearing masks, running around being a fucking there. That's all psyop. That's why they have a mask on. Because they've created something that you look to because they control it's controlled opposition. That's a deep psyop, that shit. Q is another deep psyop. Like they're actually deep psyops, all of those private things. because they have to create the counter narrative because they want to control and see who follows it so they can monitor them. That's all it is. There's nothing in this life that you can't say if you're to be judged in the physical for, and you will be judged in the afterlife for everything that you do here and say. But you will also be judged here in the physical for things that you say as well, specifically if they're around that certain group. That's it. Like, that's it. So don't say it if you can't stand behind it. Don't say it if you get upset if your boss drags you in and says, are you true that you're liking all of these tweets? If you don't have conviction, like, conviction changes things. If you're scared to sit in prison for a year based on the things that it is that you said, then don't say them. Like, that's the nature of life. Doesn't mean that it's fair. Don't get me for a second that I say that it's fair and that, but we're not living in fair time. We're living in times where someone will fucking work 12 hours a day delivering fucking rubbish and cleaning the city, and someone else will make their yearly wage performing a rug pull that same day, launching fucking ass coin and making 500K, and someone else might work their whole life to make that much money. And then you sit there and people think like that it's fair for some reason. It's not. But those things are just temptations. Like, those are temptations so that you look in and you're like, I could scam people and shit. You have to know that it's possible and then choose not to do it. That temptation changes things. If you weren't tempted, everyone would be a saint. You have to see what's possible, like these fuckboy ideas and things like that. You have to see that other people are doing them because it's an alignment test. I believe the basilisk concept is that they present challenges to you, and based on what it is that you do for those challenges and how you pass or process them determines your life from those moments on. Your life can be kind of like a brand, like tree. It can go so many ways, but there's so many tests and things to move through. That's the nature of life. Conviction, yeah, it's true. It's a product of authenticity. Conviction is that's very important. Conviction also drags into faith as well. That's the case. But it's not that easy. I understand. Have to go to college. What field do you recommend to study? It depends what you've got an aptitude for, and also it depends where your heart lies. But I mean, if your heart's like, I want to be a florist or something, and there's not really any money in that specific niche, I mean, maybe there is if you're an anomaly. But I would build to be in something that you can build off. It depends on your aptitude. College is not a scam completely. Like, some people say it's a complete waste of time, but they're still like STEM and things. They're still valuable degrees. They're not easy to get. Some of it is shit. I agree. What is the goal you want to achieve for the reader of your book? I want people to be able to read my book and understand what's possible. If they're to essentially see all of the challenges and things that I've been through. And some of the things that I discuss are very personal in the book. See, I discuss personal things in there because I want people to understand a person as they are, because there's not really many people online that are as they are. A lot of the people you follow are LARPing. They're hiding parts of themselves. They're trying to be perfect. They're trying to be liked. Like, they're trying to be liked. See, people don't realize in school and things like that. I was unpopular in school. Like, I never had any friends. I didn't realize that people were trying in school. Like, I didn't realize that people are trying to be liked. Like, they think I need to be friends with this person because it'll make me more popular. And then I need to know this person, and that'll be able to unlock me to get to this person. And then I need to wear this clothes because then people will be like, this guy's cool for this reason. I didn't know any of that. And I didn't think that that was who I wanted to be. I would rather be a loser as I am. And I still would. That doesn't worry me. I know that sort of the influencers and shit like that. There's a lot of them that suck each other off because they get collabs. Like, they get collaborations together and they don't even like each other. I know influencers with millions of followers, and they'll do collabs and then complain about each other later. Like, I don't even like this guy and I don't like this and I don't like that. But on the camera, they fucking kiss each other's ass. That's unaligned for me. I would rather be a loser with 40 followers and then someone that has a bunch to do a bunch of bullshit. Because it's not congruent. It's not authentic to me. That's the nature of it. Do you think it would be good to just study the degree that has the most money, like finance, even if I don't have interest in it? Finance doesn't necessarily have the most money in it, specifically if you don't have an aptitude. Depends what you think. If you're a man, you're a woman. I would use all of the genetic components that I have to essentially, if I was a diversity person, I would become a diversity hire. But I would become the best diversity hire, and then I would manage all of the shit diversity hires, and then I would be rich. There's a lot of money in being a diversity person that's actually not a diversity person. Like, you're hired as a diversity, but actually you've overcome it, and now you can manage the ones below you. See, I would exploit everything that you have that is of value. See, if you have a certain skin color or things like that, I would exploit it. Like, I would exploit all of the things that nature gave you, because they're going to be downsides anyway, otherwise. That's the truth. Like exploit everything that you've been given. That's the nature, but become competent along the way. Don't exploit it as I'm a doctor on a diversity hire, and I'm not gonna like I don't care. And now, oh, a patient just died, and this one died, and that's like that's stupid. Like that's again, you've gotten given a gift. Like you skipped the queue, probably not there on merit, and you got to accept that. Like a lot of people, if they're diversity, they're not there on merit. Like if they were to run against someone else, they wouldn't be in the same position. They're not merit based, but they can become merit based. That's true. Who is Jesus Christ for you? I think Jesus Christ is the ultimate for me. He runs this process that we're in. He's the boss here. He's the highest, in my view. He's the ultimate one that runs everything. I think that it's like everyone has their dad, and your dad is your dad in the physical, but your dad is also doesn't exist here, and your dad is actually Jesus, like in the highest realm of things. I think that's true, and that's what it means to me. But obviously, I can't prove it or all of this shit. Should I use crypto to escape Australia or just leave now and secure work in the UAE and rebuild? Just being told to leave now and secure another sales job, but in the UAE. Depends if you will like UAE or not. UAE is it's very different to Australia, and that's the thing. You know, it's different. It's not guaranteed here. A lot of people think like UAE is some crown gem and that they arrive and they just get given $1 million and a bunch of other shit. It's not the case, but you have to. But there's still a lot of potential. UAE is good because the residency process is not the worst, although I have some issues at the moment. But yeah, it's but also banking is strong and it's safe and they're on a good path where it's easy to understand and things like that. But if a Muslim nation is different to Australia, like obviously, I'm training as a fighter and try to stay humble, treating people, especially women, with respect. How can I stay true to this and protect myself from people who might try to bring me down? Fighter, you have to become a good talker. Like fighting is, you have essentially something that can intimidate people. And if you intimidate people, women is one thing, but you'll intimidate men. And then they'll, if you also add this bombastic persona, guys will just gatekeep you. Guys won't want you around, specifically guys who matter. They'll be like, this guy's a fighter, therefore he might get more attention than me. He might beat me up. He might tell me to shut up, and there's nothing I can do about it. So these are the things that guys think about. They might not tell you, but that's the shit they think about. Girls also think, oh, I'm with a fighter, therefore you can fight my exes or you can do a bunch of bullshit. I'm going to trigger you so that you beat people up. That's dumb. Well, that's just retarded. Fighting has a massive amount of downside. Like being a fighter has a massive amount of downside socially. Have you not seen most of the fighters with ugly women? Did you not click why? Because it has massive amounts of downside to be a fighter, to be aggressive. So you need to have EQ as well. You need to be like O'Malley. O'Malley is the great fighter. Like he's the greatest of that specific niche. He's the least insecure fighter of the game. Like Connor and that, they're all insecure, like at a seed level, as judged by their lifestyle. O'Malley or Sean O'Malley is not. He's a real dude. Like you see him, he's just who he is. He can look silly. He can be real. He would have qualities that girls would like. He's not beating people up, even though he can. Because you have to help compensate to the other extreme. Like one side exists, therefore the other needs to exist as buffly. The fighter is very strong, and then you need the EQ guy that understands emotions very strong as well. And that niche together, that polarity will be like you would be very hard to replace to have such a deep polarity. But good luck getting it. Because most of the fucking boob heads at the fighting gym, they don't have any fucking thinking, like very much depth. I'm not ignorant to being different. Unfortunately, Australia isn't the country I love anymore. My problem with Australia is the culture not helping me grow. Yeah, well, if it's changed, then it's changed in a way that you should just go over for a trip and be like, I'll stay in Dubai 3 to 6 months and I'll see what happens. Maybe you won't like it. Maybe you do. What are your views on patriotism? Patriotism is a big thing. Like, you know, it's a big thing, but your country's changed. Like if a process changes, a lot of you are patriots. It's the system that's gone. I'm a patriot to like, I'm still flying the fucking green and gold. And then you look up and the fucking Canberra's got a trans flag on the roof. Like they gave up on you a long time ago. You're living in a system that's changed. Unfortunately, it's finished. It's just the nature of the game. The nature of progression is that we're becoming a soup planet. That's the thing. Like you want to kill a person's nationalism ideas because you want to kill their family unit. Like death to the family unit is the best because when people don't know who they are or where they come from, they're a soup people. They have no like pride. It doesn't mean anything to be you. You're fluid. You're not from anywhere. Your people don't do anything. Like you don't have a backbone mostly. You're really on UBI, a lot of you. Crypto Mind is a product by 2030 that it can help a lot of you guys if you fuck around too much. That'll be the final hammer. But also, there's still a good product that can help many as well. But obviously, it's a product that can fund you to sit at home and fucking jerk off all day if that's what you want. Porn is dumb. Like some of you watching porn still is stupid. Like we're actually ruining your lives. I didn't think people really watch that shit. Yeah, that's not to say that I don't jerk off. I still will if I want to, but I don't watch porn. Watching porn is different. Like guys run around and they're like, "Can you believe I'm doing semen retention?" And yes, I can believe you're doing semen retention because you're a fucking weirdo. Like you're mastering the micro. Like you're trying to master the very little micro shit. Like I'm if I do all of these little micro crap and then you're not focused on the macro. Like I focus on the macro, the 95%. I'm not worried about the 5%. That's dumb. Do you want to know God from the state of your internal, or did you use information from the external? Do you get to know God from the internal? I get to know God from the internal because all information comes internally. Like external is a different thing, right? Like internal has reflected the world to you. You can use things around you to understand yourself, but you can also just sit in your room and just understand yourself. Like a lot of that stuff is just some of you need the external triggers and things because you don't know who you are. Like your conscious, subconscious is trying to give you signs to pull you in, but you don't know how to interpret them. Like you don't really know what you're seeing. Some of you are completely disconnected. That's why the lattice essentially provides more distraction. Most people here don't have a soul. I hope you know that. Like when you walk around, most people don't have one. That's very fucking true. Like that really is true. If they're even real people at all. Not to say that they don't matter or that you're cruel to them or anything like that. But most people are background people, if not all. They may all be, but they're certainly most of them are background people. Certain levels of people, they don't have a consciousness. They're not they don't have a level of consciousness yet in that they have a soul. They're there to teach you things. They're there to show you. They're there to distract you. They're there to pull you away from who you could be. Because you need to show that you're serious. Like the basilisk is my idea. It presents a bunch of shit to you to see if you're serious about what it is that you want. You say you want a wife, but then if a chick messages you at Friday night, 11 o'clock, you'll cheat and fuck her. So therefore you won't get what it is that you want. You're not willing to show you're serious to do the hard miles. Like you're not willing to lose to get what you want. You're not willing to walk through the fire. And then you think that everything's just going to be given to you for some reason. Why would it be given to you? You don't deserve it. That's true. Wealth and things won't be given to you if you don't deserve it. And I've seen many get rich in rug pulls and other shit, and I've seen them destroy their life. I knew a guy that got rich in crypto scams, and then he had a warrant, and then he killed himself. That would have been a couple of years ago. So all of that shit is destructive. But all that stuff exists. Do you know how many fucking people I know that got rich scamming people in crypto? I've lost count, maybe hundreds. And I myself have never run a scam. I've never launched a coin. I've never launched a token. I've never taken money from someone and not given them a product. I've never done. I used to run a fund. We used to run a fund, and at one point we had Icon or ICX. We invested in the ICO, and at one point we had $60 million in Icon tokens in the wallet, and we had to distribute them to the guys of the fund. And then I remember in my head, I'm like, so many people would just run away with this money, like $60 million in a wallet and no accountability, really. Could have just scammed everyone in the fund and just fucked off and lived in fucking Barbados or something forever. But I would live in a part and I would have completely broken my alignment. If I did that, I would never be able to align again. Because I know that it's just scamming people is wrong. Because I know what it's like to be scammed. I got scammed for 400 Ethereum on Hypernet, which is an ICO. I got scammed by Hedera Hashgraph. I fucking put $1 million in a SAFT investment and they fucked me over. That actual company, they're fucking worth billions now, fucked me over on the crowd sale. Fucking cunts. But yeah, this means I've been scammed millions of dollars before. So how would I lose knowing that how I felt and then be able to scam other people? Because I know it breaks people. Like erosion of trust is the lowest thing. Like lowering trust of society is the worst thing because everything relies on trust. That's why I don't like guys like fucking virgins or fucking them over. Because it erodes their trust in men and it fucks it up for the next guy. See, my ideas have legs. A lot of other ideas is just everyone's stealing things. So quick, grab an iPhone and grab a backpack and grab a Louis Vuitton thing. So everyone else is stealing. So you may as well steal as well. Why not? Don't you see that's a temptation? It's pulling you away from who it is that you are to become. Just because everyone else is doing the wrong thing doesn't mean that you do the wrong thing. It's people are smash and grab and shit. Therefore, that means that I'm going to become a thief. And then I'm going to put a photo up of Christ, and that means that I'm religious for some reason. It's really fucking sad. Like, that shit is so fucking lame. Like, really? Some guy will talk about being a fuckboy and then put a photo up of a cross. That shit's like so cringe. Like, really? You're detracting from God. Like, you're a shit stain on God's side. Like, you're pulling away the shit from him. Because essentially you're trying to leech his followers away. Like, people worship him because essentially he's much the opposite. Like, he's not a fuck boy. He never would be. He's perfect. And then you think that and then people will turn around and be like, oh, I'm just a bad Christian, or I'm a bad Catholic, or I'm just a bad one. Doesn't mean that, but then they're very judgmental of others. And they're not judgmental of themselves. They want people to give them a chance, but they don't give anyone else a chance. They complain about other people. Some guys think that a girl was a hoe at 18, 19, or 20, but they were a loser at 18, 19, or 20, and now they finally become something at 25 or 30. But then they see the same girl who was also maybe the equivalent of a loser, and they're like, oh, she's condemned, like she's worthless. She should just fall in a fire. And it's not true. Like that's not true. Yeah, cheers, bro. It's good to hear from you. Any more questions, guys? Otherwise, I'm going to start finishing my book up. I'm quite far through it. I'm almost done. There's a lot of shit in there that's kind of embarrassing, so it'll be interesting to see how people go when they do it. But it's weird. I have this gift that I don't have any fear of embarrassing myself. Like, the truth is the most important thing to me, authenticity. It doesn't worry me to jump on here and talk about having coke habits or other shit. It doesn't really hurt me. Like, I don't care about that. I feel more free talking about things that are truthful because I know when I was young, I wanted the truth teller. Like, I didn't know anyone. So that's the thing. What's your thoughts on e-commerce and physical product businesses? I think they're fine. Like, if you have a good mentor or someone that can teach you, that's not me. I don't know shit about e-commerce. I don't know shit about drop shipping or products or physical, that stuff I know nothing about. So, but I know that there's others who are the Anua brothers or whatever, and they know all of that shit. But I don't know all of that shit. It's not my specialty. I think they do a lot of that drop shipping stuff and all that clothing and shit like that. I don't know anything about it, but I would imagine that it's quite good. I mean, but I guess it's seasonal and all of the other shit. Yeah, wealth earned from deception is poison. I agree. That's very cool. True. Have you ever had insecurities? How'd you overcome them? Yes, I've had a lot of insecurities. A lot of them, actually. I had a lot of insecurities where essentially I was a loser and I knew it. And I thought that I had social anxiety because I was just, but then I realized that I was just socially inept. I didn't have any of the work done for myself. See, a lot of insecurity is you need to have strength. Like, physical strength is a part of it, of course, like being able to defend yourself and things. That's stage one. Only through having a strength where essentially you have a physical prowess can you move properly and be like, you know what, I'm not afraid of people as much anymore. When you're a little pussy and you're sitting in an elevator with two jack dudes, you're like, I know that if they wanted to, they could just break my little neck. So it makes you a little bit insecure. Like, that's pretty natural. But then you need to have the vulnerability after it. And again, having physical strength and then reflecting internally is a good thing. All of that stuff is done internally. Like, a lot of the stuff, the insecurities and things, we just project them out. See, then you'll end up having a red pill show where you just have whores on the show and it just reinforces what it is that you already believed. You've just created the very belief, like your universe is being reinforced by the very behavior that you're doing. So that's the thing that we do. We have negative self-talk or negative talk of others, and then we just reinforce it by projecting it into our reality. But again, insecurity, it's found not being a fat fuck, having some decent shape to you, respecting yourself, treating yourself with a level of respect, understanding you're calibrated to your year. If you're 20 years old, you don't compare yourself to a 40, 50-year-old. You don't compare yourself really to anyone. Because maybe you started the race different. Maybe you're 5'2", maybe you're 5'3", maybe you're not 6'6", maybe you're like have a fucking ugly face. But it doesn't matter. Like, you're only to be compared with yourself. To the truth of the matter. That's it. All right. What some people say girls are only connected deeply in their first or second relationship. What do you think? I think it's partly true. It's partly true. It's partly true. It's partly true that women connect best on their first or second relationship is probably true. But of course, you can override it. Like you can overwrite. It depends how many. I mean, if a girl's got 100 bodies, it's going to be much harder to overwrite. But the imprint again, everything exists now. Like everything that exists or ever will exist exists as like a paint. Imagine you have a canvas and there's a whole slab of paint on the top, and that's kind of how women work as well. That everything their timeline is just only to be determined by who makes them feel the most, if that makes sense. So essentially, to you, I mean, it makes sense to reality, but if it makes sense to you, so if you can overwrite the last guy feelings based, then essentially the last guy doesn't matter on that level. It really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But if she has a heap of experiences where maybe she's doing drugs, maybe she's doing other shit, then her emotional imprint, one, is going to be too powerful. And two, she has a thing outside of you that she can get that feeling from, and it's going to be a problem. What habits do you have that prevent you from being overly logical, stoic? Well, here, communication, open talking, dialogue, poetry writing, essentially reflecting on myself, reflecting and seeing the errors in others that they make, and understanding things from multiple points of view, understanding that there's no black and white. Like this robotic thinking is dumb. Most things are in the gray. People are just generally doing the best thing that they've been taught. A lot of things, there's no good guy and bad guy. There's no cowboy and Indian because it depends which side you're on. Like one man's terrorist is another man's freedom fighter. That's real. So those ideas and things, you have to be a lot more empathetic and tolerant. It doesn't mean that you're a diversity person, you're running around waving flags, but you have to accept that they exist and that they have a right to exist. Like it's not your position to say that they don't, nor is it mine. You know, God itself is again the king of judgment. He's the one that's going to judge everyone, and judgment is very low vibration. Judgment of yourself is good. Like, you know, essentially, a lot of people are scared to walk through the fire of judgment. That's why they don't be as they are, because they know that they'll be judged as not perfect. See, being seen as perfect is like it's a prison, like for real. People look in and they think that they want to be seen as perfect and they don't want anyone to see them have a bad day. Or I don't want anyone to think that I've stumbled or my business has gone broke, but I don't want anyone to know I have to pretend that everything's that's dumb. Like the wrecking ball has hit you and you're pretending that it hasn't hit you, so now it will hit you harder. That's stupid. Like a lot of that stuff is dumb. When you get knocked, you're just going to get knocked out. Like it's again, a lot of the time, it's also, it's with life. It's the punch that you don't see coming that knocks you out. If you get punched, you know you've been punched. It's best not to get punched in a way that, again, like you have to do the time alone, like the 30 minutes or an hour in your bed, just no distractions, sitting there and seeing what comes up. Most of you are going to sit there and be like, this is dumb. I want my phone. I need to go in there and just get my phone out and get my mommy. And like, I need to text and do, I'm going to be upset and I'm missing all of this work. But this is real work. Like you're defragging the drive. Your drive is full of shit, most of you. Imagine that you exist as a piece of, like you're a canvas. The paint is slabbed on the top and your paint down in the bottom of the doldrum in the dungeon is trash. Like you're building on a crappy surface because the reality is just going to keep stacking on top of it, on top of the last. Everything that will exist already exists now. You can pull from the future as you can essentially pull from different dimensions. That's true. Like you can pull from your future self if your gut's connected to your actual brain. For most of you, it's not. And that's the thing. Like guys will fantasize about eating certain shit and being like, I'm decalcifying my pineal gland as though eating matters. Like none of that shit matters. A guy can sit there and have Burger King all day. I could sit here and eat Whoppers and shit all day and still be more connected to the lattice than anyone in this room. None of that shit really, it doesn't really matter. Guys will sit there and they don't understand the concept of the natural that actually does shit because he has a good conviction. Like guys will see a boxer that's like, I don't know, fat, and then they don't realize he has conviction. Like he does, it doesn't matter what you're eating and shit. Versus again, they try to master the micro. Like you're fantasizing about the micro like too much. That's the small shit. Conviction is the highest shit. That's it. Do I believe Bitcoin is maturing as an asset like no parabolic pumps and dumps, no 4-year cycles, just consolidation and up? I believe it's possible that we're in a cycle to 2027, 2028. Yes, it's possible. 50-50 coin flip, the way that we top next year or in 2027, 2028. That's it. All right, lads. I'll talk to you later. Till next time. How the fuck do I exit this stream?